Wow. Wow, we are rocking and rolling, man. We back to the beginning, Day.
This takes oh my goodness, this is wild, man. That's my man A-DZ.
Yo, Daytwan, I can't believe we done really, did the reboot, man, on the King Crown Jewels podcast, man. We got one of the super originators. We put the whole brand on her back, Day.
We did, yes, we did. And she carried it right on through. And she brought us to the world, made us like superstars, but she's a superstar in her own right. It's the beautiful, the most all-knowing, the superstar, Miss Leila Arcieri. Thank you so much.
Leila. Oh my God.
You guys are, thank you guys, first of all, for giving me the opportunity to be your very first cover issue. Honor and literally a dream come true. So.
Oh my goodness, man. It's just like catching up with you, a couple of days ago and getting ready for this. I went back to the issue and I was just like, she's the same amazing spirit that she was like 10 years ago.
But hold on, Day. I think she's probably even sweeter now than she was then.
Yeah.
Ooh, I am a sugar mama now. So
you are a sugar mama now. You are a sugar. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Okay. I'm like wine. I get sweeter with time.
Yep.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yo, how have you been?
Well, I've been good, but you guys have been great. You guys are killing it. Let's just, the accolades need to go that way as well. I'm telling you, I can't be more impressed. I'm so proud of you guys. It's really awesome.
Thank you so much. I mean, when we think about like the years that we put into the mag before we left, it was just like the fact that you were able to open up a whole world for us, be able to inspire so many other people throughout our travels. We always get hit and then we're like, oh man, like y'all started with Miss Vivrant Thing. Like it would be one of those main things that I knew people would mention certain covers and I knew they would mention you. And you just made such a mark for us.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm curious. What were those? Now, what's that thought process? I'm very curious. Let's go ahead and go back to 2001. The start of the mag. It's crazy to think it's almost 20 years, 19 years ago. You decided at what point, do you start to really think like, hold on a second, it's the very first issue. Not really sure what this is going to be about. At what point did you decide, okay, let's do it and let's roll the dice on this brand new magazine, King Magazine? What is this thing?
Well, I think Daytwan and I have got to know each other a little bit better over the last few days.
Yep.
And I'm sharper than I look.
Well, damn. Okay.
Yo, that's real.
So I wasn't really scared at all. I thought it was going to be amazing. My managers and agents were, talking about the magazine and giving it props. I think I had done Maxim or something already, so I knew what, those type of shoots were all about. No big deal. So I know how to get my way in wardrobe. You can ask any of the people that worked with me when we were doing music videos to go way back. But that Vivrant Thing outfit, if everyone remembers, I had I think it was a patchwork leather coat over a bikini top and a skirt. Yep. Well, that originally was supposed to be a bikini top and a skirt, and I was like, "We're gonna have a little problems if that's how that goes." I knew you guys were nothing. I could handle you guys.
Yo, and which is crazy because we were like, "Yo, we hope she wears this. We hope she wears this." Yo, let's see if she'll put on the handcuffs.
First of all, here's what you did right. You brought me a rack full of La Perla, and I was like,
Shanita Farmer, our incredible fashion director. That's our sister, like our literal sister. She was amazing, and she just wanted that cover to be the one to be like, we are not playing. We got La Perla and handcuffs. Let's go.
But I'm so glad that you mentioned that, though, because, one of the things that people, it just goes over their head. They think, okay, men's magazine, bunch of girls, scantily clad, but they don't understand the quality right? So for you to actually think like, you know what, they brought all the Perla. This isn't like, okay, just any skimpy, random bathing suit. So talk about that experience once you saw the La Perla and how that helped to set the tone.
Well, yeah. Well, you can immediately tell what you're trying to accomplish by the type of wardrobe you're providing, the settings, and nobody there was creepy. You can pick up a creepy vibe in 5 seconds if there is one. Everyone was really cool and trying to make art and make something incredible for our community. That wasn't what was there? FHM and Maxim at the time,
and
stuff was just coming around too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I saw your vision and I was happy to join in. So honored, and it was really a fun shoot. I still remember that shoot. I had a great time just rolling around, goofing off. People probably don't know that half of those really sexy shots were us just goofing off, and I was like making a face in between.
In between laughs, between crazy laughs. We had you on the carpet, and you were making jokes there. It was just like such a fun way to, start off our journey with the mag, and just being out in Cali and having that kind of energy as well. We were so from New York, and New York is a little bit tougher, and our shoots in New York weren't as fun as the ones in Cali, and you made that work so much better.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, California just makes you bubbly, doesn't it? It just makes you have fun.
And you're from Northern California, so that's a little bit different. So explain like the whole difference between the two.
Yeah. Northern California. Well, I come from an area of Northern California that's wine country. So I'm all about food and drinking. You can get to me pretty easily if you can pour me a nice glass of wine or take me to a nice restaurant. That does it for me. So that's where I kind of come from. It's my background, and people there, I think that's why I get along with New Yorkers really well, because people in San Francisco and Northern California are just kind of more no nonsense. If they're cool with you, they're cool with you. If they're not, they're not. And they don't play those like in between games of like, well, I don't really like you, but what can you do for me?
Exactly.
It took me a minute and a half to figure that out when I moved to Los Angeles, actually.
Wow.
Because I just moved in like, oh, everyone's going to be cool. Oh, everyone's so nice here. That's fantastic. Great. Oh, but I learned the hard way that is so not the case. There's a lot of great people here, obviously, but you have to kind of like weave your way through the people who are real and the people who aren't. And, it's a little bit of a learning curve, but if anyone's planning to move to Los Angeles, you can do it.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that made you coming on board so great for us to set the tone for the premiere issue is that you had like the best of both worlds. Definitely familiar with you, the Q-Tip Vivrant Thing video. That was a really big thing for us to see Q-Tip going solo away from Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
The video was massive. The song was massive. You were amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. And so that's the hip hop side. But then you also had the mainstream side because you were also rocking with Howard Stern on the TV show Son of a Beach.
Yeah.
So how did that even start, in terms of you getting into that place to where, music videos, television shows, like what was that? How did that journey start?
I moved to LA to start acting. So I think I had a commercial agent when I moved down, and I landed and I just started booking commercials left and right. I thought, wow, this is great. And then my first real non-commercial job was a music video. And, I had heard from other girls in the industry, oh, you can make a little money in music videos, do this and that and the other. And I was like, oh, why not? So one of my very, very, very first jobs was the Boys to Men video that we did. So it was crazy. I was like, this is what's happening here. So I booked the job with Boys to Men, which was like thrilling, of course. And we flew to Jamaica for 5 days and we shot and they paid us. And I'm like, okay, very good move on my part to move to LA.
Right.
This is going to work out. So when I was doing music videos, I always had the goal of, doing movies and TV and, getting into that kind of thing. And not just being, a chick in a bathing suit. Although my first real theatrical job was on Son of the Beach, where I played a chick in a bathing suit. Here, but that I think I like that a little bit better because growing up, I have about a group of 14 girlfriends. We all grew up together.
Oh wow!
Everyone's amazing, really funny, really smart, and really beautiful. And from my knowledge of other girls, most of them go out at night and they're like, oh, I was, guys paid attention to me or this or that and the other. When we got home from a night out, we'd be like, who was the funniest? Oh, you're not hilarious. That was so funny. So when I got to the beach, I was like, oh, this is great. I get to goof off and just be like, funny and goofy, use my assets in whatever way I had to, which, that comes with another set of insecurities, I'll call it. Jamie Bergman and I, we used to be on set in bikinis because our uniform wardrobe was a bikini. We would pretend like we were the background actors watching us, and we would talk smack about ourselves as if we were the background.
Wow.
Like, ooh, you did her ass.
Wow.
Craziness, crazy. I mean, Jamaica St. Croix, that name, like it makes you laugh a little bit too because of the context of the show being a parody.
Yeah.
Like when you first saw it, did it just bug you out? Like, yo, this works?
Yeah, the whole thing was hilarious. BJ Cummings and Notch Johnson. It's just like, it was so wrong. It was right. And there were so many days when we were just like, okay, we work for Howard Stern. We for sure work for Howard Stern with all the, 14-year-old boy bathroom humor, which somehow I think is hilarious. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, that was a super fun show. Howard Stern is amazing. You'll never meet a nicer man ever. Like, wow, so different. He's like, he's just soft and gentle and very kind and sweet and funny, of course. Not a lot like his character on his show.
Right.
I'm sure people would think otherwise, like, yo, he got to be crazy and bugged out and all that. But I've heard you say that, and it always takes us back to, like, you never know exactly how people are off the screen, and they're into their character. Do you think people would know that you're the same kind of person, like off a little bit, like off camera a little bit?
I don't think so, based on people's reactions when they meet me. People always tell me like, you're so different than I thought you'd be. You're actually nice.
Wow.
Why wouldn't I be? But I don't know. I actually always wonder what kind of vibe people get from my characters and my on-screen work. So who knows? You guys tell me. I'm sure you hear.
But it's interesting that you even bring that up. I think I think that's a great transition into the whole idea of stereotypes, because I think, for you, I'm pretty sure you've heard some things, felt some things based on how people thought that you would be when you met them. It's like, okay, really pretty girl, she's probably, got stuck up attitude. She's probably, going to be coming, way left, or, maybe she's naive. Maybe I could go ahead and, tell her anything and she'll do it. Like what are some of the things that you've dealt with, just based on, just people having false perceptions of who you are?
I mean, I did not escape the Me Too situation in my career. As far as, men or the people in charge of your potential career putting requirements or larger asks on you. I was telling Dejuan, I had to give up a couple of movie roles that would have gotten me into another echelon of movie roles, because at the audition, the lead actor who was starring the film would make kind of like a suggestion that when we're alone on this island for 2 months, something's probably going to happen. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm 5'4", you're 6'5". We're going to an island that's not, very populated. I really have to think about whether or not I want to take this job. Do I want to put myself in a position that could be, detrimental to my mental health and my physical health? And some of the jobs I just had to say no to.
Oh my goodness. Like when we discuss that type of thing, it's unfortunate because careers get clipped at such a shorter rate because of the things, especially, you know, for women, because of the things that you have to go through. Do you feel like a bitterness about that type of kind of obstacle that you have to go through and had to deal with, and how have you reconciled with that?
You know, I think it's really, really unfortunate because that was something that we just understood was part of the industry. And we understood, I'm talking about, you know, the women that were in the industry at the time I was, you just kind of have an understanding that that's how the industry works. So when it happens, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's what I've heard happens. And I just got to decide, you know, which way I'm going to go with it. Am I bitter about that? It sucks. It sucks. But I think that in any industry that you're in, there's a big fish and there's a little fish. And, you know, unfortunately, people in power a lot of times prey on the people that are trying to, you know, climb up the ladder, make something out of themselves. And that can be for women, that can be for men as well. It's unfortunate that, especially for women in the entertainment business, there's no other way, or there's no way around it. You either, you know, accept it or you choose a different path. And I feel like the path I chose, I love. I'm so happy with what I'm doing right now. I do miss being in front of the camera. To me, it's just so much fun. It feels really natural and it's fun to work with the other actors and the other creators. It's that part of it. It's really exciting for me. The business part of it, you know, I could do without.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what was that like? It's so weird. This year in particular, you know, when you think about, you know, two strange parallels, right? You got 2020 George Floyd, right? Yeah. Game changer, opened up a lot of people's eyes to some things that a lot of us within our culture has been talking about forever. And it took for people to have to stay home and concentrate on what was in front of their screen to realize for it to click and go off like, oh man, you guys weren't just talking this whole time. And then you think, you know, 2-3 years ago, same thing with the Me Too movement coming about. We've heard about these type of things with women in Hollywood. I mean, equal pay is one thing, but also the harassment, it's all kind of allegations and people deny. And it's like, oh, that could never, man, he would never do anything like that. Yeah. Like, so what was that like for you to sort of see that whole thing unfold, and for a lot of women to be able to come forward and finally get support and people actually start to listen to these stories and take them seriously? What has that been like, the whole Me Too movement?
I mean, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good that finally people can have their voice. They can, you know, come out against someone and not, I'm sure there's repercussions still, but at least they have a, you know, bigger support system. And I think with the whole coming into the social media age, before it was easier to quiet people. Now people have plenty of different platforms. They can reach millions of people, and you can't stop them. You can't call your buddy at the, you know, at the news bureau and be like, hey, stop this story. You can't do that because social media is its own thing. So it makes me feel so good that women now can be like, whoa, are you for real?
Right.
I'll call a couple people and we're about to put you on blast. So hopefully it at least scares some of the, you know, lesser men into behaving.
That's real. You mentioned that you're so happy getting out of that space in a good way to be able to do some of the things that you're passionate about now. What was that transition like, and what are you doing now? Like the literal transition, was it you taking a few years off, taking a little time off, or no time off? Like, what was that like?
So, you know, I was going out all the time in auditions. I was going for, you know, lead hour series, lead half-hour comedies. I was going for movies. I was just going all the time. And booking pilots left and right. I was booking like 2 pilots a season, which wasn't normal at the time. And I got this one amazing pilot where like everything came together. It was the team of Dexter and 6 Feet Under, and it was a zombie hour-long show. It was before
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, thank you. It was before Walking Dead, so it literally would have been Walking Dead had it gone. And cast was amazing. It tested through the roof. The networks loved it. All the cast were excited. There was another show. Well, I guess I'll backtrack. So they give us the call, like, hey, tomorrow morning we're going to announce we're picking up your show.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. Everyone's through the roof excited. Come to find out the next day, we're waiting. It's like 9 a.m. No call. 11, nothing. 12, nothing. 1, call the agents. Like, do we have any news on, we're supposed to get our announcement? Well, there's been a problem, little hiccup. There was a producer who had more clout than the producer on our show. He pulled rank at the network and got his show on the air. His show tested terribly. Audiences hated it. Network hated it. All that. It was on for one night and got canceled. And our show was like, on the floor somewhere.
Oh, wait, Leila, wait. How you get canceled after one show?
Thank you. Because I shouldn't have been in the first place.
One airing is like, yo,
wow. You get pulled like that?
Oh my God.
They were like,
it's a rough, but
that's a wrap. We're calling you.
Crazy. That sounds crazy.
So that was the moment where I said, okay, so you're telling me everything, the perfect storm can happen, and still there's still someone who can pull the rug from under you. And I was like, okay, let me figure out something else I can do with my brain. I've got, plenty of other assets. Let's see what's going on over here. And I just started kind of putting together my resources, my, passions in life. And I came up with this sweetener. I've always obviously had to, take care of my body and make sure I can look good in a bikini because of the jobs I get. Right. So nutrition is something I've paid attention to for a long time. And on my research, I was coming into an age, let's call it, where harder to keep the weight off. And I was either going to have to give up sweets, and I'm a huge sweet tooth, or I was going to have to figure out how to, use something else, an alternative. And I started doing my research and realized all of these alternative sweeteners are horrible for our bodies. One especially, they're all bad for different reasons, but this is a great example of why. The yellow one, I don't want to call it out.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for saying that, because I was about to call them all out. The yellow one, we know the yellow one, we know the pink one, we
know like the light greens.
Yes.
We with you. So the yellow one. Very popular.
It was marketed as one molecule away from the sugar molecule. So it's almost like sugar. But if you know that world at all, you know that in chemistry, one molecule difference changes everything. So it was actually developed in a lab in England as a pesticide. Pesticide. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
So they accidentally figured out it was sweet because one of the scientists, chemist, he had to go home early. And so he asked his partner, hey, can you test this for me before you leave? Well, the guy thought he said, taste it. Okay. Tastes it, finds out it's sweet. Now they sell that formula to an American company, and that American company of consumer products now is, packaging that and marketing it as a healthy alternative to sugar. Now I'll tell you why it's so bad. As a pesticide, you ingest that, your intestinal flora, the bacteria and the good bacteria that your body needs in order to keep your immune system healthy and keep your body healthy. It's called your second brain because it communicates with your brain to tell your brain like what chemicals to release and how to operate. One packet of that can kill half of your intestinal flora. That's
insanity.
Almost impossible to get some of those bacteria back in your body because it was passed down through mother's milk or however you picked it up. But that was what I was finding when I was doing my research, and I just realized, wow, this is actually killing us. It's creating obesity, it's creating diabetes, and it's taking us away from like a whole food, whole health mentality that we need to go back to. We really need to go back to a diet that is as close to what our ancestors.
Right.
Now, how do we do that? If we were brought to America as slaves and our ancestors were killed, and we don't have that.
We have that lineage to find out. Yeah.
Right.
We don't. So, I mean, one of the things I'm doing is 23andMe to go back and see, where my heritage is. And I've got a lot of East African. And so I'm starting to do research on, what that traditional diet is. So that'll help. But anyway, so that's how I kind of started moving in the direction of this alternative sweetener. And I found ingredients that actually have been used in other cultures for hundreds of years. And, they're healthy and natural and evaporated. They're evaporated like whole ingredients that are just the water's taken out, powdered, and you use that. So what I have is like I'm trying to make healthier versions of the things we use every day. So if we use sugar every day, then how can we have a healthier version of that? Well, you can add other nutrients to it and other ingredients. Like, for instance, I put fiber into my sweetener. So fiber further reduces the glycemic impact of the main ingredient. So now you're lessening the glycemic load on your blood as you're ingesting a sweetener, which you'll probably use in your coffee or making cookies. Or I just made a keto carrot cake yesterday for a person's birthday.
I saw it.
It came out okay. It did taste a little too healthy for me, but
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Pretty good.
So how far along are you? And at what point did you decide that, okay, I want to start, looking at certain elements that I could potentially go to market with, because that's not something that's normal at all. Typically you like, okay, what's out there and let me go start using that, as opposed to like, all right, let me get in the process of developing, a formula.
I think I'm just kind of like that. I like to find out all the details about something and then see where the holes are and where I can, like, for instance, cheat my diet. I like to find that out so I know. So that's part of the reason why I did that. But so the product is developed. It's packaged. We're right now servicing restaurants and chefs, and they're using it and developing products with it. I have a great group of really healthy bakers who are, bringing low glycemic, gluten-free, and other dietary issues versions of products to the market. So we're working there. I didn't tell you this, but we're about to launch this. Okay, this is a whole different conversation, I think, but
we're about to have a moment. This is the alternative of a Joper moment, but but we're not Joe.
Okay. So part of my brand is expanding, and I'm working with a cultural botanist. And a cultural botanist goes to, let's say, the Amazon, and goes into the jungle and talks to the shamans and the medicine people of different indigenous villages. And then, sorry, I have one wild hair. Come on.
How did you see that?
Yeah. I'm doing my own glam.
Okay.
So anyway, so he goes into the Amazon forest, and usually he's going in there on behalf of a pharmaceutical company who wants to, like, let's say, find the cure for diabetes. So he'll go in, he'll talk to, and this is one of the stories he told me that is incredible. Talk to one of the shamans and ask, do you guys have diabetes here? And the shaman's like, diabetes? I don't know. What's diabetes?
Wow.
Oh, the sugar disease. Oh yeah, we've got the sugar disease. Well, I don't see anyone that's walking around with any amputated feet or, obese. He's like, well, the way you know if you have the sugar disease is if you pee in the forest and ants come and eat your urine, that means your urine is sweet and has sugar in it. So that's the case. They go ahead and they brew you a little cup of tea. You drink the cup of tea. And if that one cup of tea doesn't cure you, in a couple of weeks, you come back, have another cup of tea, diabetes gone.
So this is a special, like herbal, like something that probably have been around for generations. A specific type of tea.
Yes.
That exists to help to clean your blood and urine and.
How does it work?
Sugar?
I don't know. The pharmaceutical company can't figure out how to understand how pharmaceutical companies work. They want the one ingredient, that they can put a patent on. If they can put a patent on it, they're not trying to deal with it. Yeah. So I'm like, when I heard that, my wheels kept spinning. And I'm like, well, if you can't put a patent on it, but it works, then why can't we bring that to our people? Our people from diabetes and heart disease and, all of these really food-related or diet-related diseases that we can't get rid of for some reason because there's food deserts and, all the issues that we are dealing with. Anyway, if they don't want it, the pharmaceutical companies don't want it, then let's do it. So I'm working with that doctor, and we're starting to formulate those remedies to market and bring to America, bring to our people, and get that going. And one of the organizations, I'm working with several organizations whose focus are bridging the wealth gap between white, Black, and brown people. Currently on the trajectory we're on, it will take, let's say, Latino people about 82 years to catch up to the wealth of white people.
Hold on, how many years?
82.
Ooh, wow.
But it will take Black people about 280 years.
That's a thing.
Wow.
280. So what we're doing, I'm sure you've probably heard of Alicia Keys, who just got $1 billion from the NFL. So we're working with groups like that to pool these resources and actually implement programs that bring money to the Main Street people, Black and brown people who want to start a business, a restaurant, a nail salon, or whatever it is, any kind of like tech company.
Yep.
Money in the hands of people that actually change their lives so that they can get out of this economic desert that they're in. Because if you want to start a business right now, typically how it goes is, okay, so I want to start a business. I go to the closest people to me so I can, raise some funds for startup money.
Right.
Parents, family members. If you're not making $1.2 million a year, your financial advisors are going to tell you, oh, it's probably not wise to give your kid $100,000 so they can start a business. You won't recover from that financially. White people don't have that problem as badly. So if their parents can't give them the money, they can go to a bank and much easier
just get it.
Get a loan. Black and brown people have a much harder time getting the actual money for seed, for startup. So one of the things we're doing is creating that pool of money for people to come to get that startup capital so that they can, better themselves.
So is this something that you're doing through the company? And I don't know if we even mentioned that, like Stir Sweetener is your sweetener company, correct?
Yeah.
Stir Sweetener. So make sure we have an understanding of that.
Thank you.
For this initiative, is this a part of that company? Is this a part of like your company's culture, or is this something else that you're doing? Like how does that tie into encouraging people to start businesses?
System. It's called the NUI Initiative, Network of Untapped Entrepreneurs.
So this is a whole different like organization that you are part of.
Yeah. So
okay.
How I factor in is, health and wellness is part of bridging the gap, the economic gap. If you have, doctor bills, if you have to, buy your medication every month and it's costing you $1,000 a month, you're in an economic problem. There's a gap. So when I bring my health and wellness to this system, we are kind of, chiseling off that medical factor, those bills, those long-term things like diabetes and that cost so much to treat every year. So that's how I factor into that. We're not making the announcement yet, but there's there's another way I factor into it, and I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
Keep us posted. Keep us posted.
Yep, keep us posted. But understanding that it's so much that's going on in society today that at least you're attacking, the health and wellness aspect as well as like new opportunities within business. Are there other avenues that you're passionate about? Is it like working out? Is it, talking to people randomly on the street? Just like what are some of the other things that you're passionate about outside of like the business aspect?
Well, I love to travel. I love meeting people. I love traveling in a way where you actually get to enrich in the culture. That's fun for me. That and just, chilling. I'm kind of a homebody when I'm not, going and exploring. But yeah.
Like even your days in the industry, you didn't necessarily go out to a lot of events that were like where you had to get on the red carpet and things like that. Is that just part of your nature? You rather just go, if it's work, cool. But if it's fun, you just go do it with your people.
Oh my God, yes. I am like, let's have a real moment. Let's not worry about who's watching. Right? Have fun. When I first moved to Los Angeles, used to go out on the weekends and it was a blast. People were dancing at the clubs, like dancing, not just standing on the wall.
Right.
That's just on the wall movement.
You get home, you sweat out everything you drank, and you were exhausted. It was a great time, and there was a certain switch where the change happened. Everyone had to be super cool, and since then, I've just been like, it's not fun. What's fun about that?
Right.
Like times have changed so much. Adele and I, we used to have those crazy nights out in LA all the time.
Yeah.
And now we're just cool. We're just chilling. We're like, yo, you got the bottle? All right, cool. We good.
Come on.
Like we just hung out in Atlanta recently and we just looked at the game.
Didn't leave the hotel, just sat there, just sitting up, just kicking it, doing us. And it was so cool. And it had a ball. Like that was.
Well, that's the thing, because you actually get to spend the quality time with people you care about. Create those memories that you take with you throughout your life. That's what I love.
That's the thing. Like we've transitioned into a point to where it seems as if in people's minds, it seems like we're a lot more social because of social media, but really it's like you're more antisocial. It's like you're less likely to pick up the phone or go hang out with somebody because you feel like you've been engaging so much, on your device to where you don't really think you don't miss anybody enough to go hang out with them. Right.
Right. You see with their every move every day. Yeah.
Right. Reminder, Facebook birthday. Okay, let me send you hey, happy birthday, as opposed to we're going to get together and hang out on your birthday.
Yeah. Right. Well, you realize, I think, that the people that you're really close with are less. Maybe you have 10 people who you'll make sure you see on their birthday instead of the 300 that are, good friends on Facebook or whatever.
Right.
But quarantine has changed that, though. Quarantine has changed that. And how has it changed for you? Like when everything started, like how did you find out about it? And then how have you been living through it since?
Well, funny enough, I think I actually got it. It would have been last December on my birthday.
Wow. Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, December 18th.
Yes.
Oh, man, my baby's birthday is December 17th.
Oh, I know. Okay, you got a cool baby then.
This is true.
Sagittarius is pretty good.
Sagittarius, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah. So after that, I got really sick, and
because it didn't have a name then, though. Because some people did say that they were sick in like December, January, but it didn't have the label yet. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I was in bed for like a straight week. I didn't eat for 5 days.
Oh, and
wow. I self-quarantined just because that's how I am when I'm sick, and came out of it fine. No side effects. But then I was, very cautious and attentive to what was going on in the news and listening to what the, doctors were saying. And I've kept a pretty tight circle. I think I see probably about 4 or 5 people. And that's really it. Grocery store runs are my excitement during the day.
So let me do this hair to go out, go get these chairs.
I have every kitchen appliance that you can imagine. So I'm like, oh, I can make my favorite smoothie.
Right.
Work on recipes and do things like that in the house. So I'm feeling like I'm super boring right now, but I love it. I love the house.
No, but I think as we all get older, we start to appreciate things like that. Actually being present in a moment and just being able to really live life.
Yes.
Oftentimes we get caught up in the rat race of, just moving around and just going through the motions, and we're not really, soaking up the, just like, man, what's going on?
Yeah. It really did make me refocus. And I think it made a lot of people refocus and assess what's most important to you. I recently moved. I had been living in a part of town that was easily accessible because I was an actor for so long. And when the pandemic hit, I realized, oh, what am I doing here still? I was supposed to be out of here once I quit acting. I was supposed to head to the, other side of town. So I did, packed it up, moved, and
we're in quarantine?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. Because you have time to like really look around and feel it and say, I'm gonna make this change now, though.
Yes. Yeah. Because why wait? And if you have to, the coronavirus isn't gonna go away in the next 2 months or anything like that. It's gonna be another year or so.
Yeah.
So you're stuck, right? If you're stuck somewhere, you might as well be stuck somewhere that you're happy in.
So I'm curious. We first met you, being going into stuck and being stuck somewhere. We met you, television, music videos, just entertainment. Like, what have you been stuck home listening to? What have you been stuck home watching? What are some of the things that you're really just loving right now that you're binging, all just across the board?
Oh gosh, I haven't had a second to myself. I literally for the last month and a half. Let's see.
Because she's been baking for parties and stuff.
I have. I moved into this place and I haven't stopped moving until probably the day after Thanksgiving. I hosted Thanksgiving for, it was only 5 people, but I
gotta cook.
It was almost 12 and I freaked out. I heard there was 8 more people coming and I hit the floor. I was on the floor. Like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
I flipped. So one of my really good friends is a chef. Thank God she does Thanksgiving. She gets turkeys right from the farm. She's a sustainable chef. So she gets all this amazing produce.
On the table.
So I was like, so do you have any turkeys? So I had part of my Thanksgiving catered, thank God. And I just did like family favorites myself. So I wasn't too stressed. But do you guys watch Succession? That's my favorite show right now.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen like the poster boards for it. That's the one.
So what is it? See, I'm out of it,
Okay.
Okay, take me there.
It's HBO.
Okay.
It's a family media empire that's like multi-billion dollars. And the father keeps saying he's going to retire and leave the business to one of the kids to run.
Yeah.
Like a Rupert Murdoch type thing.
Right. I remember now.
And so there's always like a scare, like, oh, he had to go to the hospital. Who's going to take over the company? And the kids
everybody's trying to be the heir to the throne. Yeah. Wow.
It's really juicy.
There's a lot of them.
So that's what you've been watching, kind of binging, kind of crazy.
Well, I'm waiting for the next season right now. Like, let's go. Come on. How long is this going to take? Yeah.
Right. And then on the music side, since, everyone is like Miss Vivrant Thing, I heard Q-Tip is coming out with a new album soon as well. But what have you been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of like old school R&B and soul and a lot of reggae, actually. And you guys are going to kill me, but I am the worst person at, naming songs and naming artists. Terrible. Because I just always play playlists. I'm like, oh, I love this song.
We are at that place now.
Yeah, but are you Spotify, YouTube, Apple? Which one?
I'm Spotify.
Okay.
Spotify, and I just like, oh, I like that. Click that.
Nice.
I know all the words to everything, but none of the titles.
I feel you. And did you indulge in the whole like D-Nice Instagram party stuff?
Club quarantine.
Oh, a little bit of that. I did. Yeah, my friend Cedric was like, you gotta sign on to D-Nice.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm working, I'm busy. It must be nice. Must be nice for you, comedian, that you have your days free.
I got stuff to do. Now, so what is that day-to-day like? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw, like, okay, she's involved with a sweetener, you know, just like, is she endorsing the product?
Right.
You know, is she an ambassador? Is she a investor? Like, what's this whole thing? And it's just like, hold on a second, this is her thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm the creator, the inventor. I'm the lab when I'm doing new recipes. It's all on me right now. Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, how soon before we start to see this baking show, you know, even on social media, you know, just
that picture with
recipes.
Esque, like,
oh yeah.
The magazine.
Let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
I'm just saying that's what it seems like the natural transition is, right?
Right. Yep. So this was and it was keto, so forgive me, but that's how it turned out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's with the sugar. That's with the sugar.
Yeah, that's with stir. Yeah. So I use stir for that. So yeah, I'm doing recipe development right now. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a project that is low FODMAP. Low FODMAP diet is for people who have like IBS and other GI issues from food. Right. So you have to avoid, the list of FODMAP foods is crazy. So in order to have a low FODMAP diet, you have to avoid so many things. So I'm thinking about developing something for that community to make it easier to, you know, enjoy sweets. I feel bad for anyone who can't eat a freaking chocolate cookie.
Right.
I think I'll go crazy if I can't have my Nestle Crunch. So
see,
that's the only thing I have left now.
I'm trying to think. So is stir sweetener, is that like everywhere now? I mean, you already talked about, you know, it's already dropping in certain places, certain chefs are using it. Like, so what's the lowdown in terms of just like, you know, consumers that are looking to consume this product?
Well, we're doing a deal right now with a hotel chain, so hopefully that goes through soon. Once we're finished there, I just want to get a couple more, you know, industry players using it, and then we'll release it again.
That's what's up.
So I'll keep you guys posted for sure.
Please do. And what about like the fashion and beauty space? Have you been in it before, as far as like, you know what, that might be a road because people kind of attribute you with that? Or is it something that you're kind of like staying away from?
I mean, I feel like there's so many people doing, you know, beauty blogs and things like that. I just don't want to look at myself that long.
Selfish, just selfish. That's what you are. You are selfish. You started off saying how sweet you were, and you are just selfish.
Yo.
No, I used to be a makeup artist, so I did that for years and years.
Oh, dude.
Hold on a second. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on. Now, how do we miss that chapter?
I'm telling you.
So where did that fall in terms of your career?
I did before I moved to LA to get into acting. And I worked on commercials and things like that. And then when I got here, I worked with photographers and I did some videos and some movies. But when I moved here, I was like, okay, so I'm going to get into acting, and then my day job will be makeup. And then I got here and I just started working so much that I was like, who needs a day job?
Wow.
Good. That's why you said that you're able to work certain things, because you know from that aspect of it, you know, you're able to work in the game behind the scenes for a bit and then jump to the front. Wow. So are there any aspirations to get back into the game?
I would love to get back in front of the camera. there's a show that that I'm working on with the team that I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
It's basically an investment type of show, like a Shark Tank. So we're talking about having me host that, which would be really, really fun to get to entrepreneurs and travel around the country, and see what people are doing and all the innovations people are coming up with. That'll be spectacular. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks like that's going in a good direction right now.
That's so dope, man.
Oh yeah, man. Keep us posted. See, I think I'm all right. The wheels are spinning. I just want you to know the wheels are spinning. Leila is available.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Before we go,
business suit this time though.
Oh, yeah, hey, if it's see-through, we good.
Nah.
Me too.
I'm not with him. For the record, I'm not with him.
We'll be straight. I was like, you see that business suit she has on? This is amazing. No, I just birthday suit too.
We're talking about something real artistic, though.
That's how we're doing.
Not something creepy, because we don't do creepy. We don't do creepy.
Nah.
Please don't use that voice anymore.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, he said we don't do creepy with the creepy voice.
We don't do creepy.
Oh my goodness.
And I gotta go.
Yeah, I know, right. Damn it, we lost her. Damn it.
I was just about to say before we go. But for real though,
that makes all the sense in the world. And no, I mean, it does seem as if things are, oversaturated with the the beauty and the fashion lane. But the thing is too, I mean, I'm like us, people are looking for you.
Yeah.
Right. And and it's like, you kind of sort of post on social every now and then, every blue moon, but not really.
Right.
But I'm just saying at this point in time, even as an entrepreneur, was that?
Are you giving me homework?
Yes,
I am giving you homework.
She picked up on it, so she was like,
you saw that coming, huh? You saw that coming?
She was like,
I see that coming.
What's happening?
You see that? Oh man, what I am saying is you are building a brand.
Yep.
And the thing is, you are a brand.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, let's do a shoot. We were so good together before.
You ain't said nothing but a word.
Make it happen.
I'm just saying, we need to sell this sweetener over here. Come on now. We got to get people. And it's like, and the cool thing about it is that usually brands like this are looking for people like you to endorse. And to help to get the word out, be the face of the brand. You're the face of your brand.
Yep. And I feel
so I'm gonna tell you. So after I'm telling you this, after this, we're gonna continue this conversation. We're gonna have to put a plan in place. We need to move this sweetener. We need to educate people because we don't. The thing is, you educating us now. We don't know yellow packet, brown packet, pink packet, white packet. We don't know the difference.
Yes,
we don't know the difference, so that's exciting. That's really exciting to see. That's the space that you're in right now, and me and Day are going to be checking in with you offline, making sure you're putting yourself in the best possible position to win, because we need to see you win.
That's right. We down for you.
This is family.
We down to help. So just use us. Let us know, like, hey fellas, this is happening. Keep us updated, and we'll check in as well.
And not just that.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about, and this is like all serious, we're talking about resources as well. Our relationships are your relationship.
Thank you. That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah. No, like really, and that's a huge part of the reason why we really did want to also, just put this platform together. We not only want to, go back, reminisce about like, man, how amazing that experience was. In those King days, but this is a where are we now? Day and I are still moving, still very active, still doing a lot of amazing things. We know a lot, of you are as well. So we want to reel everyone back in. It's like, okay, come on, let's do this work.
That's great.
Let's go ahead and make sure this network is what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
And we about to listen. Stir sweetener.
Sweetener.
Stir sweetener.
So Leila, thank you so much. We
Oh,
appreciate you.
it was my pleasure. It was so good talking to you guys. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for having me.
Thank you. You know, we will be back. We'll be back talking to Miss
Let's do it.
Leila Arcieri again real soon.
And I'm going to look back up these contacts. And
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
We'll get this going.
Exactly. In a non-creepy way.
None. Anyway, what are you wearing?
See?
Oh, see that?
See,
Got it.
On you. How do you like that?
Exactly.
Oh.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
We'll check in real soon. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.